Hey everyone, it's Cal from Wise Guys Tutoring. Today we're going to be doing our dividing fractions video. So hopefully you've seen the previous videos, most importantly the multiplication one. So let's do some division, which is basically multiplying by the inverse. Multiplying by the inverse. And inverse is a fancy way of saying flip it. All right. So for example, if I were to say 2/3 divided by 4/5, okay, you would have to just flip this guy and make it a multiplication. So this would become 2/3 times 5/4. And we know how easy it is to do these multiplications, don't we? You would multiply the top and top, bottom and bottom, so you get 10 on the numerator and 12 on the denominator. And we're not done, right? Because this can be simplified. They both have a common factor of 2. So when I divide by 2 on the top and the bottom, I end up with 5/6. Right? Or if you prefer to have used what we learned earlier, we could have also said these two guys have a common factor, which is 2. So if I divide them both by 2, you get 1 here and you get 2 here. And of course that gives me the same answer of 5/6. Right? So we're good. Basically that's all you got to do. You got to change your division into a multiplication, and you inverse, you flip the second fraction, the divider. Right? We can do another example. So let's say we have 4/9 divided by, I don't know, 12/13, right? So you change your division into a multiplication and you flip, you invert that second fraction, right? Now, before we start getting into some weird multiplications, I hope you notice, right, they have a common factor of 4. So if I divide the top and bottom by 4, I get 1 here and I get 3 there. So now it's a little bit cleaner. You get 13/27. That's it. I'll give you a quick reminder that if you have an integer, for example 3, if we have 3 divided by 2/5, you need to treat the integer as a fraction, right? And what is the denominator? It is 1, because 3/1 is simply 3. Now we do the exact same thing. We say 3/1. We make it a multiplication of the inverse. So all we're saying here is that, and there's your answer, all we're saying is that dividing is the inverse of multiplication. And that holds true for everything, by the way. So for example, 6 divided by 2 is just 6 times, right? We said when this is an integer, then the denominator is 1, and here the denominator is 1. So 6 divided by 2 is just 6/1 times the inverse, which is 1/2. 6/2 is equal to 3. It's the same with integers. Basically, dividing by a number is the same thing as multiplying by its inverse. So 6 divided by 2 is the same as 6 times 1/2. Right? Dividing fractions is basically multiplication, because even the division, we converted it into a multiplication of the inverse. And whenever you multiply, you just multiply your numerator with the other numerator, and you put it over the denominator times the other denominator. So remember to simplify before, because that'll save you a lot of steps, and saving steps will not only save you time, it'll minimize the chance of making mistakes. So whenever you recognize something in the numerator and the denominator have a common factor, divide them both by that factor. You'll get a lot simpler products to work with, and an easier answer to find. So that's it. I hope you liked the video. Hope it was helpful. Next time we're going to do adding and subtracting, which is a little bit more difficult. It's a little bit more work. So I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.